Hey, it's Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Today was Monday, February 27th, 2023. Let me clear my voice. All right, so let's talk. How did I do today? Yes, this is correct. Day one. Yeah, you're looking correctly. 201 ticks today. What the hell did I do right today that I didn't do right the next day? I was trading I went back to basics, basically. I went back to supply and demand zones that actually Sam Seiden had covered many years ago. If you go look on YouTube, there's a bunch of videos on that. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about utilizing everything in my arsenal to be able to trade. And today was a good inside zone side trading day. And we're going to talk about, I had the opportunity to trade from I think I turned my computers around 10 a.m. Central Time today, or Central Eastern Time, and we let the first hour go 9 to 10 to determine some zones, and then we were able to trade. And we're going to talk about some zones that we had today as we move forward, and we're going to show how things went for the day. So 201 ticks. My account high is 51,965 on day one. So today was a good um, trading day. Let's look at let's bring the chart over here. This is my end of day stuff that you're looking at right now. So this is as I was filling information out during the trading day. I don't know why this doesn't have pivot points on it. I think it shows pivot when I go up to 60-minute. Yeah. But the 15-minute chart isn't showing the pivot for some reason. Or is it hiding in there somewhere? I don't know. So this is the 15-minute chart that we're looking at. You know, I'll trade that and I'll look at 5 and I'll look at the 1 minute. Look at that beautiful setup right there. I actually caught that one. Caught two today. Caught two nice ones today. You see the 10 o'clock and then you see this move right here and then the up move. But this is the move that I caught today right in here. Beautiful setup today. And then you had this is the 1 minute chart, right? So here's your pivot point. Went up to this is a little bit too late in the day to trade it, right? It's 2:35, but it made a move at the end of the day from 4:25 to 4:30. So 5 minute area, it went from 75.15 up 50 ticks to 75. Well, actually, it was at 60, 55, 65, 70 something ticks up from the low right here at the 5:25 mark. So the last 5 minutes of trading was pretty hectic there. Um, I guess it's called the what power hour sometimes, as some people call it. Um, anyway, so I was looking on the tube of you, and there was a dude that was presented. And his name was Maurice Kenny. I think if he has a free webinar, and he kind of reminded me. I went and got his book is Day Trade Like a Millionaire. He's actually got a neat little website, but I believe his course is $7,000, and no, I'm not going to spend 7,000 on anybody. But you know that's the way, especially when you probably have the information already, accumulated knowledge and whatnot already in your head. But he trades the SPY, spiders, and he trades options. And when he does come in, he's trading 100 options at a time. But his information is just basic, and that was what's cool about it is going like I talked about going back to the basics. Sam Seiden, if you look at Sam Seiden, if you look, let's get up here and let me bring my let's go to YouTube, and if you search on, it comes up Sam, I think it's Seiden. There it is. Supply demand zones. Let's see if we can find his information. Basically, the supply and demand basics. Yeah, that's FX Street right here. That's where I learned. That's what I was talking about 7 years ago. Here's some information. Here's this. Oh, there it is. There it is. This playlist right here. So
Forex.com committed to.
I'm not gonna, Forex. I don't trade Forex, but here's this information that you can actually go through. I went through all these videos years ago, but 7 years back there, and you see this stuff being applied. Another, like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. I've said this many, many times, but it's how the trader disseminates the information, right? So a gentleman that I liked, I think I saw something on Facebook over the weekend, and I was in that mood that maybe I need to just go back to basics and learn something. And let's see here. This is his website right here. So this is here's Maurice Kenny. He's out of Texas. Like I said, I've said this before. You can. What's cool about trading is it doesn't matter your race, your religion, your color, your skin color, your nationality. Nothing. None of that matters. That's what's so cool about trading. We all have basically the same passion. Maurice Kenny has the same passion I do. He's got a good story. Get his free. I would highly recommend getting his free ebook. Hopefully, if he has an affiliate program, I'll connect up to that too. But he's got a day trade like a millionaire. It's a good read. He's came from the corporate world and was able to, according his coaching program is quite expensive, and I'm not recommending that at this point in time. Although he has a day trading course I'm trying to get a hold of if he has it at a reasonable price. So we'll see if that works out. So I've contacted him like I do traders that I think are worth their 2 cents. Let's just put it frankly, right? Anyway, so demand zones, supply zones. What does that mean? Let's blow this up. It's a 1 minute chart. Let's go back to the 5 minute chart. And what I want to get rid of right now is the Fibonacci, if I can get rid of that. See if I can get rid of that by itself right now. That's what I don't like about. That's what I don't like about Ninja. I want to just get rid of one study on my chart right now. Damn it, I just removed the line. All right, but you know what? Let's just remove all the frickin' objects and we'll start over again, as I can rebuild it again. It's not like it's rocket science here. All right, so here's your 5 minute chart, and what we want to look at is where are we trading between the hours of 9 and 10 in the morning. So we're looking at the open of the 9 o'clock open, or is it 8 o'clock? Is it 8 o'clock Eastern time? Hold on. 8 to 9, 9 to 10. Anyway, I use 9 to 10 today. Why am I brain dead right now? When is the open out cryo crude oil? I know it's a global market, but I'm trying to look at when the old open was. When was the old open of crude oil? You know what? This is wasting your time and my time right now. All right, so when did I used to sit down in front of the computer back in the day? Was it 8 a.m. or 9 a.m.? I believe it was 9 a.m., 8 a.m. Central Time, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what we're going to go with. Because if I'm mistaken, crude oil opened up 30 minutes prior to the stock market futures open, which was 9:30 my time. So 8:30, 8 a.m., 8:30. Yeah, I'm almost positive it was 9 a.m. That's what we're going with anyway. So what we want to look at is 9 a.m. and what did we do in that hour? In the 9 a.m. period of time, we went down to here. So we're looking at an hour period of time. And what we want to do is get an extended line going. So this is, now you can see this comes back down later, but at this point in time, what we don't know, this is what we know, 9 to 10. And we know at 10, this is the area that was, the market went up to between 9 to 10. So we want an extended line on here. So that's what we know. Was there any other areas that we know of that the market had kind of moved inside that hour period of time? We see that there's an area in here, there's an area here, area in here that's not applicable. This area right here is good. It came back a couple times at that area. So that we have two different areas. We have this area here and this area here. Some demand zones. I guess it'll be supply zones actually, right? And then you have one more perhaps right here. Hard to get it straight, but that's okay. And that ties back to this back here. So that in a nutshell, and then you had say your 200 bar MA and your 50 bar MA. This is all on a 5-minute chart. We're looking at the 5-minute chart areas. The top and the bottom, I mean, you could accumulate and say this is a prior day zone. That would come into this up here. I didn't have it on the charts today because it never went up to it, but you could have determined that this might be a zone if we go above. Let's get it on the chart for now. All right, it's close enough. This could be a zone if we bust through this zone through here. And there's a zone right in here too. There's a supply zone right in here, and there's a supply zone up here. So that would be the only reason I would take that into account would be that if we would bust through the zone that's at the 9 o'clock mark, right? The 9 to 10. So the 9 to 10 area, we have this low and this high. We have our pivot point. So my first trade was I started looking at the charts at 11 o'clock. So I set up my day and I didn't actually start trading till 11 o'clock mark. This is what I was starting to look at. I was getting formed and I was debating about what I want to do. We're 2 hours in and I actually didn't get up. Monday, this is my day off from work and I didn't physically get out of bed to 10 a.m. So this is just to go to show you that you can make money after the open of anything, right? So I actually started looking at the market at 11 a.m. and I didn't start my first trade until after that part. So I actually let the market do its thing between the low down here and the high of up here, that first hour of trading. And we determined our zone. So what we know, we had a low here and we had the high here within that first hour of trading. My first trade comes right in here. Why? It's determined a supply zone right now based upon, it could have been a demand zone to start with, but then as it comes back down and up, it becomes what, so support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support and whatnot. So my opening trade, I had two really nice trades today. My opening trade was right here. It stops here. You could say there is a zone in this area, and perhaps there's a zone right in here. So minor zone. So these are minor zones. This right here is a major zone, as they talk about major and minors, and this is a major zone. So this is what Sam Seiden and also what Maurice Kinney calls it an MSZ, and this is an MDZ. The way that I interpret the data. So it works in all markets. So basically the accumulation of orders, right? You have demand right in here, and you have supply up here. That's what we know right now. It's supply, and M standing for the major. Inside of that area, you have minor zones, right? So all these right in here could be considered minor zones in the day. They're tradable. This was a nice tradable zone right here. It was the second time up, right? 1, 2 up to it, and it went back down. So I was able to catch, I believe that this move here helped me get to like plus 100 during the day. And later in the day, I caught this move right here. This was the 9 o'clock demand zone, right? I traded it right off of here. Right when it got there, I went after it. So this is a 15-minute bar, and we're going to look at this particular trade on our tick chart in a minute. But when it crossed over here, it didn't. I mean, this is a 5-minute chart. So this 5-minute chart, and you can see this move right here. There's another plus 100 today. Easy. And I gave back, I think I was up plus 250, and I gave back, no, maybe I wasn't. I was up 205 at one point, and I gave back a couple ticks, 250, 205. And I was up and back during the day. I was plus 17, then I went minus something. I think I was at minus 20 maybe. Then I went plus 100 and something, then plus 200 later on. This is the two, let's get rid of the two good moves that I caught during the day. We're right here, excuse me, not there, right here and right here. I caught that move down, and then it came back up and I got out. And I caught this one and I got out right around here. Now I took a couple contracts off as we went down too, by the way. But the last one came out in this area, and I didn't catch any of this. So I was looking at the 2 o'clock mark, and I think I exited between 2 to 205 right in that area right there. Once again, looking at the overall, I picked up 201 ticks on the day. It was a nice supply side day. I didn't trade, I don't think I traded any longs. I didn't catch this one. I caught this move right here, and I caught that move right there. I had a couple other moves and didn't pan out during the day, but anyway, so let's go look at the, let's see here. The first setup was over around 11:30 mark. So let's go back to that. All right, so this was my first setup coming through here. Remember that this looks bad, but let's look at we've got our demand zone, actually, excuse me, we know our supply zone. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this. So it's showing that that this high isn't being supported. And then we know back here we have a minor supply zone in the market right now. So we have a minor, not a major, but a minor. So it's a little m, not big M. And we have a proper setup. Here's your Williams percentile. Here's your MACD. Volume is looking just fine. And there's your move coming down. Exited one through here. Exited second contract right in here at 11:37, I believe. We failed at this area. Look how many times we pushed down here and didn't go anywhere. Went here originally, there, exited right in here. This was my exit because of how many times we approached there and didn't break through. All right, so then that was setup number one. The nice setup. The next setup comes at the 1 o'clock mark, I believe, round 1. Now I took some trades in here, but they didn't work out. But the nice setup comes at 1. All right, here it is up here. Hopefully you guys can see it before I even show it, right? Here's your high. This is your next high. Look at that beautiful setup coming in right here. So what do we got? What's our higher highs doing against what Williams percent are and MACD is telling you? This high is not as decent as, so this high was stronger than this high. I came in physically on that bar right there, and I rode this puppy down. And you can actually catch your line right here. See that line? So here's your highway. Did it ever close above the highway on any of this move down? Not until here. Here's my exit. The rest is kind of just silly nonsense, but I didn't trade. And then the second contract comes out. Now here you go. Once again, market is kind of telling you what's going on right here. We can't break through here. So I'm projecting that we're going to bounce off of that, right? And there comes the bounce off. Here's your exit point with anything that you got left right here. Look at this here. What's that telling you? Telling you the down move's over. There's an up move coming in. Get the hell out. First time it crossed over, you could physically have traded 3 contracts at this. One, you could have grabbed your 1.5p target. Your second one, you could have used this here, which is what I did. And then the third one, you would have been able to knock this out. That would have been your ultimate stop right in that area. Anyway, so long story short, beautiful setup days. 201 points. I was available to trade after the 11 o'clock mark. I traded between, basically I was done. I went and took my shower right here at the 2 o'clock mark. Here's where I was physically done. I stopped trading my day right here. So at 1:30, I was like, man, I'm already up 2,000 bucks, we're done. But if I wanted to keep into this trade thinking we're going to continue, this would have been my final exit right here. And that was because I'd have just a kick-ass win that was able to stay in the the highway maintained that trade. Look at that beautiful setup there. And the highway keeps you in the trade. Doesn't happen very often that you just get this awesome setup, but look at that. Look at that. When does it physically close above that line? Not until here. So there's your close. And then as soon as it came over, I was glad to be out. I was glad to be out of the trade at that point because I was like, wow, look at that. I've got 2,000 bucks on one trading day right now. Because I was available to trade and I wasn't scared and fearful. I just went after how I believe I should trade the market today. And I had confirmation from another trader that I've reached out to because he trades the SPY and I don't trade. I mean, I do option tradings in Robinhood, but I just dabble at it. I don't really mess around with it that much. But I liked what he said. But like I said, I think his course, if you do some researching online, you'll find his course is. Some people talk about it. I mean, he's got a whole bunch of reviews that people love his course. So it's not like he looks like he's legitimate. I don't know anything about him other than I've seen some of his video content on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and catch a lot of stuff. Plus, you can read his ebook, and that's kind of where I am on the information. But it reminded me of Sam Seiden's work that he did 7 years ago that I looked at back then too. That's another trader had told me about. So like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. It's how you interpret the data. It reminded me that if I just simplified my business and simplified my trading, and that was what today's all about. I simplified my trading. I simplified the way I approached the markets. I know my strong suits, right? I'm a much stronger short side trader than long side trader. I know my weaknesses. My biggest weaknesses of the day is revenge trading and self-sabotage. Those are my two weaknesses that I know I am. So there was some exits I had during the day that I took a 5 or tick hit during the day. I don't know all my trades, but I just showed you the two best ones I took for the day. All right, so we covered if I get an affiliate link and get some money off from it and whatnot and all that good stuff, we'll talk about that later. But I would recommend to go YouTube search on Sam Seiden and review his content, like those YouTube content that I just talked about. There's 47 videos that FX Street had put up that he had written about and they had covered. It's definitely, I would highly recommend getting the free ebook that Maurice Kinney, if you want to attend his 1 hour webinar that he does. And they're obviously pushing a professional one-on-one coaching course. Now, from my reading and studying of his information, it doesn't look like he does the personal one-on-one coaching anymore. He's got a couple coaches. I think one's named Wendy, another's named Dennis. Maybe he does some coaching every so often, but from what I read, from what other people have put on Pinterest and some other places, if you do some research, his course is $7,000. It's cost prohibitive. Like I said, I'm not going to spend that kind of information for anybody. I don't care if they're God's gifts to the sun. I mean, it just doesn't work for me to that kind of stuff. So I am getting close to that point to making a decision. And if you listen this far along, basically, as I introduce some stuff in my future, if you give me a video testimonial about how I've helped you, or just any kind of good news that you can give to me, we're going to talk about how you basically get like I don't even know what to call it at this point. I'm just working myself into putting myself back out there again. And most likely the people that have been with me the longest, actually not most likely, most definitely people that have been with me and stuck with me and watching this kind of video right now, I'll probably go over a video in the future of how you can basically get all my stuff for big goose egg zero as I open up my stuff in the future, or very, very low cost, which at some point in the future, if I put it all together, if and buts and candy nuts, and we'll have Merry Christmas, my top line course will be at least $1,000, if not more, as I put it together. But you guys are here at the very beginning, and for video testimonials and for social proof that my stuff works, you're going to be basically getting it for very little to zero money. All right. Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. I talked about some of the websites that I was probably going to introduce in the future. 30-minute day trading. Trade Crazy was another one that I had out there, and then we had Funded Trader Secrets as well. So we have odds and ends that I have put together that I haven't done anything with. So I'm looking at ClickFunnels. I'm looking at a couple other website builders out there that can help me grow my business and make it kind of hands off so that I can hopefully help you while obviously helping myself in the future as well. All right, Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video I put together. Bye for now.